Hey Peter, it's Flo. You asked the following question.
And that's a legitimate question, because if we just keep the law of inertia in mind. Again, I'll repeat the question here once more, and I really ask for a reasonable answer, then you'll have convinced me, and I'll believe that the Earth is a sphere, rotates, and moves around the Sun. It's just about this one question for me, because everything else is too debatable, but this answer, I'd really like to have it. Then I'll delete all my flat Earth videos. That's an offer, isn't it? Here we have it again. NASA, Jesuits, Freemasons, Pope, fictional theory model. It's all the same soup. In my eyes, they're still messing with our brains. But if you convince me, I'll change my mind. They claim that the Earth rotates on its own axis at 1,600 kilometers per hour, and everything spins along with it. Okay, the clouds spin too, I get it. There's gravity, I really do get it. But what I still don't understand is, if the Earth is not only spinning on its own axis, but also at the same time. Moving at 100,000 or over 100,000 kilometers per hour around the Sun through space. Then, if we imagine the Earth moving forward, we'd have, say, on the right side. Then we'd have a force, meaning a mass, and that's the Earth moving forward. But the cloud cover, which is away from the Earth, you can see it when you look out the window or look up. If it's not completely clear outside, you can see a layer of clouds. It really is quite puzzling. If we have gravity, why isn't the cloud layer pulled down so much that it sticks to the Earth? I have to admit, that's strange. The world's oceans are supposedly also held to the ground by gravity. Still, the cloud layer is not affected, and a mass of tens of thousands of tons upon tons of Earth is flying forward in one direction at hundreds of thousands of kilometers per hour. And yet, even though it has an attractive force, gravity, it still keeps the cloud layer at a distance. I really don't get it. I'm honestly just too dumb for that. That's why I'm asking for a reasonable answer.
Your offer is too tempting to just let it pass. So I'm giving you a quick answer.
Now the cloud cover is flying up there, and this mass, the Earth, weighing thousands upon thousands of tons, is flying forward in one direction at 100,000 kilometers per hour, straight ahead.
Here's where you made your first mistake in reasoning, or rather, contradiction. Didn't you just admit earlier that the clouds rotate along with the Earth?
And everything is spinning along with it. Okay, even the clouds are spinning along, I get that.
Then the clouds also move along with the Earth around the Sun. And that makes sense too. According to the law of inertia, the clouds would only deviate from their motion if an additional force acted on them.
Then here on the right side, if this is the Earth's forward movement, then we have a force, don't we?
No, we don't have that. That's a second error in reasoning. We would have a force if the speed were to change, meaning if there was an acceleration. That's Newton's second law. Force equals mass times acceleration. But your movement to the right is a uniform motion. There's no force acting there. You notice this when you're riding a train too. When the train is moving at a constant speed, you don't feel any force. You can eat and drink comfortably. It's only when the train brakes or starts moving, so when the speed changes, that your bottle slides off the table. As long as the speed stays constant, you don't notice anything at all. The train could be moving at 3 million kilometers per hour, and you still wouldn't notice. And it's the same way you don't notice the Earth moving around the Sun at over 100,000 kilometers per hour. The Earth moves along an elliptical path. It takes a whole year for it to make one complete trip around you. That's indistinguishable from a uniform motion. So, just like you don't feel any force on the train when it's moving at a constant speed, you also don't notice the uniform motion here on Earth. And in the same way, the clouds don't experience any force from this speed either. Speaking of clouds, gravity is proportional to mass. Unlike the massive oceans, which form a continuous body of water, clouds are made up of countless tiny water droplets. They also have a correspondingly small mass and therefore experience only a very small force from gravity. The force is just small enough that the droplets can be held up in the air by updrafts. If you want to know more about clouds, I've put a link in the description to a children's show that covers this question. That should answer your questions. And one thing up front, just because you don't understand an explanation doesn't mean it's wrong. But you don't have to delete your videos on my account. After all, they're always a source of amusement. So take care.